Okay, so today we're going to be talking about egg whites. I actually made a lemon meringue pie a couple of years ago, and I did a really good job with the filling. Filling was nice, baked the filling, and then I read the directions and it said I need to beat the egg whites to stiff peaks for the meringue, and I was really confused by what stiff peaks meant, and so I beat the egg whites as best as I could, and actually only beat them to soft peaks, and the meringue turned out horribly. It was a total failure and not very appetizing. Have y'all ever tried to beat egg whites before?
I have tried to beat egg whites before.
Yes, and
It's very hard.
It was hard?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hopefully after this presentation you'll be a little more prepared to beat them. So this is an example of some soft egg peaks. And so what you need to do whenever you first start is you turn the mixer on and you gradually increase the speed. You don't automatically put it on high automatically because it would shock the eggs. So this is an example of soft peaks. As you can see, they're very frothy, and they don't really adhere to the whisk at all, as you can see. This is an example of medium peaks, and as you can see, they slide around in the bowl a lot, and whenever you pick them up, they have droopy peaks. And whenever they're beat, they kind of look like melted whipped cream whenever you first beat them. This is an example of stiff peaks, and whenever I was doing my research, I saw that when you slide, if you can slide the eggs around in the bowl, they're not at their stiff peak stage yet. So if you have a look, like they're clearly adhere to the whisk, there's no movement at all. So that's when they're at their stiff peak stage. This was actually a book that I did part of my research in. And if y'all want to take a look at these pictures, it has some great pictures of what each of the stages should look like and how to properly beat with a whisk. It has some great information in it. I would like to look at that afterward. Okay, so I bet you're wondering why there are so many different stages of egg whites if we just want to get to the stiff peak stage. Well, there are actually different things that you can do with recipes for each of the 3 stages of egg white beating. So the first thing is with soft peaks, you can use these in souffles because it gives the souffle a little bit of volume, but it doesn't make it too airy. Stiff peaks are most famous for meringues. This is the stage you need to be at whenever you're making a meringue for a pie or for candies or whatever. And there are several different kinds of meringues, including French, Italian, and Swiss, which all differ in the ratios of egg whites, sugar, and cream of tartar. So there are a couple things you can do to avoid disasters like I had the first time I made a lemon meringue pie. Some of the tricks that I found are, A, use a copper bowl. Because the properties in the copper actually help the egg whites reach their maximum volume. But obviously I don't have a copper bowl, so the next best thing you can do is a stainless steel bowl. But if you're going to use anything but copper, actually if you're going to use copper as well, you should clean your bowl first with salt and vinegar, like I've done, because it helps, all of these things help the egg whites reach their maximum volume. I actually found a TLC article that where if you tilt the bowl and the egg whites slide, they're not quite at their stiff peak stage yet, which is really cool. Another helpful trick is that if you're beating your egg whites, it's helpful to leave them at room temperature for at least half an hour before you start beating them, and that will also contribute. A couple things to watch out for. Always use a bigger bowl than you think you're going to need, because if you use too small of a bowl, you're just going to end up frustrated and have to transfer it to a bigger bowl anyway. I also found a really cool article about souffles where it said that you cannot use any yolk at all, and there cannot be any trace of yolk in the bowl, or else the egg whites will not stiffen at all. I learned that the hard way as well. It also says to make sure there's no humidity, and that if you overbeat the eggs, that they become dry and clumpy past the stiff peak stage. Also, try not to use plastic, but if you do, always make sure that you clean it very, very well with salt and vinegar. So to summarize, our 3 stages were the soft, medium, and stiff peaks, and we learned about a couple different recipes you can use these egg whites in, and we learned a couple tricks and things to watch out for, but I think the most important trick I would like you to walk away with is that there cannot be any yolk or any trace of fat in your egg whites when you're baking. So I hope y'all are ready to make your own lemon meringue pies. Thank you.